If you are young and watching this right now, stop. Do not scroll. Pause. Slow down. Take a breath. The world around you is moving faster than you can feel. Social media, notifications, deadlines, everything is pulling at your attention, your energy, your time. And that is exactly why you need to hear this. I am 78 years old, and I am speaking to you from a place most people your age cannot see yet. I am not here to entertain you. I am here to tell you the truth about life, about mistakes, about money, about time, and about the things I wish someone had told me when I was your age. I am not here to impress you. I am not rich. I am not famous. I am just a man who has lived long enough to see clearly what matters and what does not. I am here because I already lived the future you are walking toward, and I know where certain paths lead, whether you pay attention or not. When I was a young man, I thought I had time. I believed I could always start later. I believed investing was something you did one day, when you earned more, when life felt secure, when everything was perfect. I believed hard work alone was enough. And because I believed these things, I did nothing for decades. I worked my entire life. Every year, every day, every hour was structured around work. I woke up before the sun and often went to bed after everyone else. I told myself I was being responsible. Every paycheck felt like progress. Every promotion felt like proof that I was moving forward. But looking back now, I see the truth. I was moving in place. I was busy, yes. Productive, yes. But I was not building wealth. I was not building freedom. I was not building a life I would be proud of at 78. I believed investing was risky. I thought it required knowledge I did not have, connections I did not have, money I did not have. So I stayed comfortable. I stayed ignorant. I told myself a story that sounded responsible. When I earn more, then I will start. That moment never came. The years passed quietly. Time did not wait for clarity or confidence. Every day I delayed was gone forever. Understand this clearly. My biggest mistake was not losing money. It was not failing at a business. It was doing nothing for too long. Doing nothing feels safe. Doing nothing feels responsible. But it is the most expensive decision you can make. I ignored small investments. I thought $50, $100, small amounts did not matter. I spent them on things I no longer remember, temporary pleasure, short-term comfort. And while I spent, time slipped away. That is the real cost, not the money, but the years I traded for it. I also wasted money trying to look successful, buying things I did not need to impress people I did not care about. Approval is expensive. Freedom is priceless. I learned that too late. I remember buying a car when I was 24. It wasn't practical. It wasn't necessary. I just wanted to feel like I had arrived. I used credit cards to pay for it, not understanding interest, not understanding how much of my future I was trading for a fleeting image. That car cost me far more than I realized. Not just in money, but in time. Time spent worrying. Time spent working extra hours to cover the payments. Time that could have been invested in learning, in small investments, or building skills that would have paid me forever. If I could go back, I would live simpler. I would spend less on temporary satisfaction and invest more, even if the investments were small, boring, unnoticed. Small, consistent investments grow quietly over time. They grow while you sleep. Wealth is silent. I would also invest in myself. Skills, knowledge, patience, discipline. These are the safest investments you will ever make. Skills feed you for life. Knowledge compounds over decades. I thought effort alone was enough. I learned the hard way that direction matters more than speed. At my age, I see the same pattern everywhere, waiting for confidence, waiting for money, waiting for the perfect moment. Life does not reward waiting. Life rewards action. Imperfect, uncomfortable action. Start when it feels early. Start when it feels small. Consistency matters more than brilliance. Do not chase fast money. Fast money almost always comes with fast regret. Slow, boring, consistent growth builds real wealth. It feels invisible at first, but decades later, it is undeniable. Money is a tool, not a goal. Money can be replaced. Time cannot. Every day you waste, every year you delay, you trade a piece of your life for nothing. Even if you have very little, start. $10, $20, invest it, put it aside, let time work. Compounding is real, not just for money, but for habits, skills, and life itself. I waited for certainty. I waited for perfect conditions. That moment never came. If I had started small and early, my life would look very different today. Not to impress anyone, but to have freedom. I am 78 years old. I cannot recover the time I wasted. My window is nearly closed. You still have yours. You have youth, energy, and time. Please do not waste it. Start small. Start now. Respect time and the power of consistent choices. One day you will look back. You will either be grateful you started early, or you will sit where I sit now, wishing someone had told you the truth. This is me telling you, I made my mistakes. I cannot change them, but maybe you can change yours. I also remember skipping small opportunities because they seemed too minor. A neighbor told me about a small business venture, just a simple idea, a tiny investment, but I laughed it off. I thought it was too small to matter. I could have started with $500, and over time it would have grown steadily, quietly, almost invisibly. That tiny decision could have changed everything, but I ignored it. Looking back, I see the pattern of my mistakes repeating in the young people I meet today. Waiting, hesitating, overthinking. Everyone wants certainty. Everyone wants a guarantee. Everyone wants to know that the risk will be rewarded. Life does not give guarantees. Life only gives time, and how you use that time determines everything else. I also want to tell you about my mistakes with debt. I did not respect it. I thought all debt was the same, and I borrowed carelessly. Small loans, big loans. Every payment felt manageable at the time, but over the years it accumulated silently. I spent more money paying interest than I realized. Interest is the invisible thief of your future. I wish I had understood it sooner. I wish I had treated debt like a serious tool, not something to ignore. I learned a better lesson about habits than about money. Habits compound like investments, but they work in every area of life. Waking up early, reading, learning, small daily steps toward improvement. They are invisible at first. They seem pointless, but over years they shape character, knowledge, and financial outcomes. My biggest regrets are not financial. They are habits I failed to form, actions I delayed, time I did not respect. When I was 50, I realized I had wasted decades. I had a stable income, yes, but I had no wealth and I had no freedom. I had worked hard, but I had not worked smart. That realization hit me harder than any financial loss ever could. Hard work is meaningless if it is not directed. If you are young, listen carefully. Direction matters more than effort. Smart decisions, even small ones, matter more than working harder without focus. I could speak for hours about the mistakes I made with money alone. I could tell you about the small investments I ignored, the interest I paid, the financial literacy I never sought, the opportunities I dismissed. But money is not the whole story. Life is. Life is precious, and the decisions you make about money are inseparable from decisions about time, energy, and habits. I also want to warn you about distractions. I was distracted my entire life. I thought I was focused, but I chased fleeting pleasures, social approval, unnecessary comforts. Every time I chose distraction over growth, I delayed the life I could have built. Young people today face similar traps: social media, instant gratification, trends, comparison. Do not fall for it. Respect your time, guard it, protect it like the precious resource it is, because unlike money, it cannot be replaced. When I was younger, I did not understand patience. I thought patience meant waiting, doing nothing, hoping things would change on their own. I was wrong. Patience is not passive. Patience is showing up every day, even when nothing exciting happens. It is choosing the same small actions again and again when there is no applause, no recognition, and no immediate reward. I watched people around me quit too early. Talented people, smart people, hardworking people. Not because they failed, but because progress was slow. They expected life to move faster. They expected success to announce itself. It never does. Real progress is quiet. It happens in silence, far away from attention. I learned this lesson late in life, watching a man who lived near me. He was not special. He was not rich. He had no education beyond basic school. But every morning, at the same hour, he worked on the same small skill, repairing, learning, improving. No rush. No complaints, year after year. While others jumped from idea to idea, he stayed, and one day, without noise, without celebration, he succeeded. Not big success, not fame, just stability, peace, respect, freedom. Small success, but real. Daily habits decide your future more than talent ever will. I used to believe motivation was important. It is not. Motivation fades, habits stay. What you do every day, especially when you do not feel like it, shapes who you become. I wasted years waiting to feel ready. Readiness never comes. Discipline does. I had habits that destroyed time without me noticing. Comfort, distraction, endless consumption. They felt harmless. They were not. They quietly stole years from me. At the same time, I ignored habits that looked boring. Reading, learning, practicing a skill, improving slowly. Those habits build people. Those habits build lives. Skills are one of the most honest forms of success. No shortcuts, no lies. You either practice or you do not. I underestimated skills. I thought working harder was enough. It was not. Skills give you leverage. Skills give you options. Skills give you independence. Money follows skills, not effort alone. Success, real success, is usually small at first. It does not look impressive. It does not change your life overnight, but it grows if you protect it. I chased big moments and missed small progress. That was another mistake. Small wins, repeated daily, turn into something powerful over time. At my age, I see clearly that consistency beats intensity. Showing up a little every day beats doing a lot once in a while. Reading 10 pages a day beats reading 1 book a year. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes daily beats waiting for a free weekend. These small actions feel insignificant. They are not. I used to look for big breakthroughs. They are rare. What actually changes your life are quiet routines repeated for years. No one talks about them because they are not exciting, but they work. Success does not come to those who rush. It comes to those who endure, to those who accept boredom, to those who keep going when nothing seems to happen. That is where most people quit, and that is why most people never reach anything meaningful. I am not telling you to be extraordinary. I am telling you to be consistent. Ordinary actions done daily lead to extraordinary results over time. You do not need confidence to start. You need commitment. You do not need perfection. You need repetition. You do not need fast results. You need patience. I learned this late. You do not have to.